Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing on the topic recursion, right? So we'll be going with the recursion based algorithms. First thing, let's understand the recursion based on one simple algorithm, right? Let's try to understand the recursion. Nothing but we'll be going with the recursion basics. Yep, primary things about the recursion. See, what does the definition part says here? See, recursion is a technique where a function calls itself to solve smaller instances of the same problem. Yep, recursion is a technique where a function calls itself to solve smaller instances of the same problem. It stops when the base condition is met. It stops when the base condition is met. So this is about the recursion. See, what does the recursion do? Recursion is a technique where the function calls repeatedly, uh, function calls itself repeatedly to solve smaller instance of the same problem, right? It stops when the base condition is met. Yep, when the base condition is met, it stops automatically. Yep. So this is it about the recursion. It's as simple as that. Next, let's go with a generic explanation actually. See, first what we'll be doing in the recursion, a problem is broken into the smaller subproblems. So we'll suppose if we are having the big problem actually, we'll be breaking down that big problem into the subproblems or the smaller problems, right? A problem is broken into the smaller subproblems. Each function call handles one level of work, right? Each function call, what it does, it handles only single level of work or one level of work, right? So the function calls itself with a reduced input. So this is where yeah this is how we will be making use of the individual function. See, the function calls itself with a reduced input, right? So next, execution stops at the base case execution. When does the execution stop? Execution stops at the base case. Finally, results are returned backward through the call stack. Yeah, results are returned backward uh, backward through the call stack. So this is it for the this one recursion actually. This is it for the recursion. So we are done with the recursion part actually. Next, what we'll be doing? Yep. Let's consider one simple example, man. So suppose if you want to find the factorial of the number, right? So let's write the algorithm for that just to understand the recursion. So let's go with a factorial of a number, nothing but n factorial, right? So yep. Let's do that to understand the recursion, right? So this is nothing but the example part. So I don't want to type the main method or the example part actually. Usually I paste it from the Google. Just give me a second here. Now let's first write the algorithm. First thing, um, to the this one. First one, let's go with the factorial function. Actually, let me go with public static here. Int. Let me go with the factorial here. So this is fine. I'll just go with int n. Yep, n as parameter. So base case will be factorial of 0 is always 1. We know factorial of 0 is always 1. So if n, suppose n equals 0, just give me a second here. 1 second. Yeah, if 1 second. If n equals 0, then we can just return 1 directly because factorial of 0 is always 1, right? So I'll just do one thing. Let me return 1. Let me return 1. Next, what we will be doing? Next, what we'll be doing? Let's do one thing. We have to go with a recursive call with a smaller input, right? I'll just go with, see, n into factorial. I'll just go with a factorial. 1 second. What did I open? Anyways, factorial of n minus 1, right? Factorial of n minus 1. So we are just making the recursive call with smaller input here, n into factorial of n minus 1. Yep. So this is fine. So this is it for the algo. See here, this is related to the input output. We have just considered buffer data and the print writer. So this is fine. N, we are going with a 4, nothing but we are going with a 4 factorial actually. Yeah. Means here it will be 4 into factorial of 4 minus 1 will be 3 actually. It goes on until, so accordingly with the definition part, recursion is a technique where a function calls itself to this one solve smaller instances of the same problem. This is fine. It stops when the base condition is met. Until 0 we have to go, right? Until 0 we have already written the condition for the 0. If n equals 0, return 1. Until that one it has to go. Yep. So answer equals factorial of n we have passed. So println, we are making use of the out.println as we are making use of the print writer. Else we would have went with a system out println. Right? This is fine. We are just passing the answer variable here. Finally, we are making use of the flush because of the print writer. So this is fine. We are done with the coding part. Yep. So let's dry run the code so that we understand whatever we have written, the code that we have written actually. Also, we'll be checking through the dry run. We'll be checking whether the code that we have written is correct or not. Also, we get to know about the output part as well. Yeah. Let's dry run the code. So first thing, we are considering n equals 4, right? So within the example, we have considered n equals 4. This is fine, I believe, the example. Right? See, we are going with within the return, we are going with n into factorial of n minus 1, right? So we'll start with a 4 actually, 4 into factorial of 3. N minus 1 becomes 4 minus 1, 3. Same goes for 3, 2, 1, 0. We'll go until 0, right? So base condition, until the base condition is met, we have to carry on the recursion until the base condition is met as per the definition. But see here, 4 into factorial of 3, 3 into factorial of this has to be 2. Yeah, 2, 2 into factorial of 1, 1 into factorial of 0. Finally, 1. Factorial of 0 is 1. We have considered this one as base case actually. Yep, until here, right? 4 into factorial of this one, 1. First factorial of 1, this one. What do we call? Factorial of 0 is 1 actually. Yep. Factorial of 1, this one, factorial of 1 is 1. Factorial of 2 here, this one nothing but 2 into 1 becomes 2, right? 2 into 1 becomes 2. Factorial of 3 is nothing but previously we have got 2. 3 into 2 becomes 6. Then factorial of 4 is nothing but 4 into 6 we have got. So it will be 24. 4 into 6, 24, right? Factorial of 1 is 1. Factorial of 2, 2. This one 6 and 24, right? So 4 factorial we have to get 4 factorial we have to get 24 actually output. 24 as output. This is the output that we need to get accordingly with the code that we have written. Yep. So this is fine. This is fine. Yep. So we are done with the dry run part actually. Next, what we'll be doing accordingly with the code that we have written. What we'll be doing now? Let's run the code. Let's run the code that we have written. So I'll just come here. Let me run the code. Yep. Let's wait for some time. It takes time to compile, right? Let's wait for some time. So here you can clearly see the output that we are getting is 24, which is absolutely correct, right? So we had got the same output when we dry run the code. We had just dry run the code, right? So we are getting the correct output. We are getting the correct output. So we are done with this part. So what we'll do next? So we are left with only one thing, that is nothing but yeah, we are left with only one thing, nothing but we have to discuss the complexities for the code that we have written so that we can move on with the further algorithms. Yeah, let's do that. Let's discuss the complexities. So what will be the time complexity here? The time complexity would lead to big of n. So why it leads to big of n here? So we are making one call per each number, right? So we are making one function call per each number. So overall time complexity would quite obviously need to big of n. So what would be the space complexity? Space complexity would lead to big of n as well due to the recursion call stack. Recursion call stack. Recursion depth, mostly it is big of n, and in the worst case actually we have to consider the entire this one recursion call stack would lead to big of n actually, the space complexity I'm speaking of. The time complexity and the space complexity for the code that we have written would lead to big of n and big of n respectively, right? So now we are done with the recursion basics, right? um, Now let's move on with the next, let's move on with the backtracking template, right? Backtracking template. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.